As you can tell from these advertising signs, this collector collects gas station memorabilia. And it's a collection that has become so enormous, he built an entire building behind his home to house his collection. And it's filled wall to wall with things from the great old days of the filling station. This is the garage that holds the collection. Extraordinary. And this is the man behind the collection, Bill Campbell. Hi, Bill.
Hi, Sharon.
How are you?
Very good.
This is amazing.
Thank you.
How long has it taken you to put this together?
A little over 20 years.
Why gas station memorabilia?
I was raised in the service station business, and my grandfather in the 20s, my father in the 30s, and then myself in the 50s.
So they own stations as you did as well?
All on the same corner here.
Really?
Right up front.
And I understand these pumps you actually used at one point?
Yes, pumps like these were used in my dad's station. I used to stand on a box and pump them myself, but was never allowed to pull the handle because of the pressure.
We look around and I'm just amazed at how beautiful and clean everything is, the amount of it.
Mm-hmm. This is just the beginning.
Yeah, there's more.
There's more.
Let's do the tour.
Okay.
Bill's is one of the top collections of gas station memorabilia in the nation, much of which he amassed before the current collecting boom, when he'd hop in his truck and scour the country, visiting old garages, swap meets, and junk stores, along the way filling his trailer with anything and everything filling station related. And I do mean everything.
Oh, Bill, this is incredible. I can't believe the number of things you have and the condition they're in. Whew. And a lot of mobile things. Is there a reason for that?
Yes, in the beginning I wanted to collect poly, but there's so few poly pieces that I couldn't. And across the street there was a mobile station, so I always liked the horse, and so I went mobile.
And it's very colorful.
Oh, it's great.
Tell me about this mobile globe. I know this is a very special piece.
Yes, that's kind of called every mobile collector's dream. It's very rare, and there's not too many around, and I have one.
Ooh, that feels good, huh?
Yes, it does. Yes. It does.
But I notice you do have one extraordinary poly piece here, and that's a globe.
That's a poly collector's dream, and I have it also. Acquired it about a year ago.
You've been looking for how long?
Over 20 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Tell me what it felt like when the guy called and said, Bill, I have a poly globe.
Slight heart flutter, and the price didn't scare me.
Fair price?
I paid $4,500 for it, and I think that's very fair.
Wow. So it was a dream to find that.
Dream.
Yeah.
Dream.
Would you ever sell it?
Nope. Nope.
No amount of money?
No amount of money.
Today, old filling station business is big business. Tin toys that once sold for a few dollars now go for hundreds. Dig out the right oil can, and it's worth thousands. Not surprisingly, Bill says condition is key. When it comes to old signs, for instance, he says look for them in pristine, original condition. However, a little wear and tear can be overlooked, especially on early items, like these visible pumps from the 19-teens. The patina only adds to their interest. Other times, restoration is the best option, and Bill does all of his himself. He found this vintage pump in poor condition for about $700. Restored, it's worth $3,500. Quite a difference.
This is one of the oldest pieces in Bill's collection, although it's hard to tell because it's been beautifully restored. This is a gas cart, and it was for service garages that didn't have pumps. The gas would be in here, up to 75 gallons of it, and then the gas could be dispensed into the car at the curb from this. Now, this is an old one. You can tell that because of the wheels. They're steel, which is not a great idea when you think about it. Steel wheels against concrete, you could have a spark and lose your 75 gallons of gasoline very quickly. So shortly hereafter, they did replace these with rubber wheels. This is from the early 1900s. Since it's a great piece in terrific condition, unique, it's worth about $3,500 today.
Although there are a number of brands of gasoline represented in Bill's collection, more often than not, Mobil is the fuel of choice. And if you could find it at the old Mobil station, you can bet you'll find it here too. Mobil buttons, Mobil map racks, Mobil tires, and oil bottles. Bill has set up his office to look like the office of an old Mobil station. Even the bathroom is Mobil, decorated with vintage ads, old fixtures and signs. It's straight out of the 50s. But you don't need to get a key from the attendant to use it.
To me, the most impressive place in Bill's collection is right here because he's created an entire mobile gasoline station inside, in the middle of his collection, complete with a service island. I love this. Why did you do this?
I just believe that anybody that collects gasoline memorabilia should have their own service station.
Of course.
Place to display the pumps, the oil cans, the rack, and all the different types of signage that you see hanging around.
I love the vintage details, like the windshield washer bottle, or the paper towel dispenser, and this little key rack. Now, all of these pieces are from what era?
30s, 40s, 50s.
Ah, except for the carpet. This is new.
That's new.
Made to look like?
Asphalt.
I like that.
Yes.
But there's not a single drop of grease anywhere.
No cars allowed.
Good idea.
Right.
To mess up the place.
That's right.
Now, most of these things I can recognize, but this, I don't. What is this?
This is a 5-bay oil cart. It dispenses 5 different grades of oil, and it was used at service stations to roll out to the island in the morning and then roll back in the station at nighttime.
And then they dispense the oil from this for the
From
cars?
this, for the cars.
How'd it work?
Grab that bottle and I'll show you.
Okay.
This was a quart bottle that was used in the stations to fill up the cars. They'd put this in here, and they would crank the handle, fill it up full of oil.
Oh,
and then
so
they'd
this is
take it
before
out.
they had the oil cans.
Before the cans. And then they'd take it out and pour it into the car.
How old is this?
This is out of the 30s, 40s.
The days of 29-cent gasoline and eager attendants waiting on your every whim may be a thing of the past for motorists, but not for collectors like Bill. They keep the era of the filling station alive through the memorabilia. And oh, what tales these pieces have to tell.
Bill, thank you for sharing the history of gas stations with us and this extraordinary collection. It's just amazing.
You're very welcome.
But I have to ask you, I look around and I can't think there would be one thing that you don't own in this collection. What keeps you collecting?
Oh, just the saying that I want it, I need it, and I gotta have it.
Just like every other collector.
That's right.
There's something else out there.
That's right.
Great. Thank you for sharing it with us.